Alrighty guys, here's my Jackbox Party Pack 8 ranking video from worst to best. This is my third ranking video for the Jackbox Party Pack games, so let's get to it. So, I've decided to just shorten the procedures rules because the procedures are going to be exactly the same as last time. There is one difference though, I don't really think there is a bad game in Party Pack 8. So it'll be from the weakest to the strongest this time. It's kind of the same thing, but, you know. Okay, let's get to ranking. At number 5, we have what might possibly be the most, uh, what might possibly be the most, yeah, it's Pole Mine, which is quite possibly, uh, can I have that word? Hostile towards player accessibility. Yeah, probably the most hostile game of player accessibility in Jackbox history. There's like too many variables into this one that you need to know. There's like, you need to know the people that know each other, you need to work as a team properly. There's just so much that this game boils down to, which is why it's number 5. Easily the least player accessibility option of all time. And again, it can be fun, but just because of like the player accessibility issues with it, I just don't think it's that worth it to play. Although I did play it a few times, and it's kind of interesting. What basically you do is you opinionate your responses to how it works into the game. Like for example, they might say, "Well, what are the most additions you can make in your character?" or something like that. But yeah, it's really opinionated, and yeah, it's really only works well if you know the players well enough to play it. It's kind of like Vivid Enough About You, except worse, sort of. I've never really played Vivid Enough About You, but I'll be sure to do it one day. But yeah, Pole Mine is at number 5. Okay, so for the majority of these games, I'm not going to have a lot to talk about, so this might be a bit short. But anyway, here we have at number 4 what might possibly be the longest name in all of Jackbox, The Wheel of Enormous Proportions. Yes, that is a mouthful. This is this pack's trivia game, however, I don't really think it's one of their best. If, uh, so yeah, so you have to like pick different options. For each stuff you get right, you get a point, and the more points you get, the more chances you get of a wedge. And the wedges are what you use to get points from the wheel, and the more wedges you have, the more chance you play. The winner of the game is the one who wins the spinning wheel after getting at least 2,000 points, and it won't be guaranteed it'll happen the first time, but it could happen the first time. And this is likely Jackbox's first ever chance-based game. However, I'm not sure if they've done that before. Well, I know they haven't did it with a chance-based game, Party Pack 9, but yeah. It's not the best trivia game, but it's certainly not the worst out there. But it is one of the things that it is really hilarious. The wheel comments occasionally comment something really funny and ironic to the sentence. Like for example, like the Dr. Seuss questions, he might try to rhyme, but yeah, he rhymes in a Dr. Seuss way, and it's pretty funny. And not to mention that the wheel has the perfect voice cast for his voice. I'm not sure who voices him, but he does a good job with he did a good job with the wheel's voice. Kind of an interesting game, one definitely worth checking out if you're interested, and it's definitely one for laps. Now, I'm going to be honest here, it was really tough deciding which one to put for number 3. It was either going to be this one, the next one, or Wheel of Enormous Proportions, but I ultimately decided to go with number 3, Weapons Drawn. What is basically the wild card of this pack, in that, has some people like it, but some people hate it. I'm sure you could guess which part of saying I'm on. It can be complicated, but it's also surprisingly pretty fun if you have people to talk to. to uh, cause talk as a group. But yeah, if you don't have players and people to talk to you, this game probably won't be as fun. And yeah, so it's another game of the pack that suffers from player accessibility, which is a running theme in this pack. Because like 3 of the 5 games suffer from player accessibility. You can make the complaint that Drawful Anime also suffers from it, which is the number 3. But yeah. So yeah, because of its so complicated nature, first-time players can't get confused, but they may be able to hit the gaming hints. And it is recommend it. I honestly recommend the extended timers for this one, even though it is 200 seconds, because it can take a long time for thoughts to be prohibited. But yeah, the extended timers really do help a lot in this game, especially if you're not a fast drawer, unlike me, which I draw pretty fast. I'm just one of those things. And the other one that I did not, the other one that I had a hard time picking between was Drawful Anime number 2. I, uh, Drawful is basically the Fibbage of drawing. Fibbage is basically the trivia Drawful. In that, you get a response, and the player, and you gotta basically think what the prompt is, and you gotta pick the right one to get points. So they're both basically the same. And yeah, what is new to Drawful Anime, being the third installment of the Drawful series, is that you get a third color to choose from. Which is ironic because in Drawful 2 there's 2 drawings, 2 colors, and in Drawful 1 there's just 1. But the main difference is that you draw 2 different drawings in 2 different frames. Which is given the nature of this game being Drawful Anime. And it is surprisingly fun. However, the reason why it's not number 1 is because, again, it is player accessibility as it is potentially. But, yeah, it really is no contest to number 1. Which we'll get to that in just a minute. But, yeah. Drawful Anime is a really fun time. Actually, all the Drawful games are really fun times. And they all differentiate each other where it doesn't differentiate enough to come back from Drawful 1 to 2, but it does differentiate enough from this one to come back to Drawful 2, or 1 if you don't have Drawful 2. Drawful 2, by the way, is a standalone game and not in any of the party packs, but yeah. If you want to know my thoughts and feelings, I might get it just to review it, but who knows. When it comes to number 1, there is no contest. This is without a doubt the reason why you should get Party Pack 8. It is Job. The Quiplash, the simplified Cliplash, and honestly, I personally think it's more fun. So yeah, you're given each round gives like an icebreaker to where you get to draw like for the first round 3 prompts, for the second round 2 prompts, and then for the final round just 1 prompt. And then after that, you're given random prompts from other players, and you have to match them based on the category, which is really interesting and fun. So yeah, there really is nothing I can say negatively about Job. However, if there is one thing they can't say negatively is that it is kind of limiting, but that's just the nature of the game. Okay. So yeah, Job is my personal 5th favorite party pack, and not party pack, personal 5th favorite party pack game. And yeah. One other thing, I love that they did this. They didn't have to do it for this game, but they just sprinkled in a ton of Easter eggs. Like the stamps, they are all Easter eggs from different Jackbox games, like Split the Room, Drawful, and there's even the screw one from You Don't Know Jack and Bidiots, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, and then at the end of the game, there's even that pic of the the captain from Joke Boat, which is really cool. Okay, so Party Pack 8 is very basically balanced. It's a very well balanced pack, in my opinion. A very good, well balanced pack in that case. And even all the games are really fun, especially even number 5. Well, and especially Job Job. Because, yeah. You won't be tired out with at least one of these options, I can tell you that. Yeah, with Job Job being incredible, Drawful Animate being a good drawing game, Weapons Drawn great for competitive play, The Wheel in case you want laughs, and even Pole Mine can be fun with any players. It it is deserving of a must buy indeed. As far as where I rank this party pack, I don't think it's good enough to surpass number 5, but it is good enough to be number 2 on the list, at least so far. So yeah, the reason why I didn't put this above Party Pack 5 is because of two reasons. Number one is that Party Pack 8 is pretty limiting on the uh, uh audience accessibility, well, player accessibility, sorry. Uh, and Party Pack 5, in my opinion, just has some funner games in it. There's, yeah, yeah, what I'm talking about is, of course, You Know Jack being the better trivia game, uh, Split the Room, and another drawing game, Patently Stupid, and maybe even Mad vs. City, I don't know. I definitely do like it better than 7 because there are some trash games at 7. In fact, Blather Round is not even that good. And you can say the same thing about Zable Phone for Party Pack 5, but I don't really want to boil it down to just one game. I don't want to have my opinions changed just because of one game. But yeah, Party Pack 8, number 2 on the list so far. But next time we might be able to see a bit of a change in our ranking because we're going to be ranking one of my personal favorite party packs, Party Pack 3, and I am very excited for that. But in the meantime, thanks for watching.